Hello everyone. Today we will understand p-value. I know you watched so many videos to understand p-value and some sort of a little bit complexity of this p-value to be understandable makes everyone very much annoying every time. So I wanted to try a different approach. First of all, we will love to calculate p-value, then we will interpret that. So for that, consider a real life example. Suppose a battery manufacturing company claims that their batteries last on average, say on average 100 hours, and consumer group believes, and it is in contrast, a consumer group believes that actual average is less than sorry less than 100 hours. So someone claims that it's less than 100 hours. uh, so someone claims that, so it will be our alternative hypothesis. And what was our actual is 100 hours, which is company's claim, and this is consumers claim. So consumer collect samples. So they select 36 batteries. Okay, so they took a sample of this size n is some sort of 36 batteries, and they got sample mean is 98 hours, and they got a standard deviation of 6 hours. And in this study we have a level of significance 0.05. Genuinely we guess that, or 5%. Okay, so this is our scenario for a test. Here the null hypothesis, or a company's claim, was 100 hours that their battery is lost on average. But there is a certain consumer group who claims it not at all, it is less than 100 hours. So what they do, they collect sample of 36 batteries. They got sample mean of 98 hours, and standard deviation is 6 hours. So first of all, what will our first approach to make it standard? Why we go for making something a standard? Because for genuine example, suppose there is a height. We know that the height unit is centimeters or meters, or etc. On the other hand, we have weight, which has gram or kilogram as a unit. When combining them, when we need to compare both of them at the side by side, but they have different units. So what we can do, we can convert this both of them into a standard way, so that those standard way could be comparable to each other. So that is why we need to do standardization. In this particular case, standardization is z is equal to x bar minus mu sigma divided by root n. All right, so that's what was our. Now if we put the values, as we know that x bar is 98 and mu is our 100 and sigma is 6 and root 36. There's an important note. This mu we put 100, but there is two conditions about this mu. One is mu is 100, another one is mu is not 100. We can guess 98 97, 95. We can guess anything at this alternative condition, but we didn't do that. We use 100. Okay, so you missed that part. If you look at this part, there is two conditions, and in one part we define mu is 100. Another one, in mu is not 100. It could be 98, 97, or 95. Anything less than 100. But here in this part, we didn't expect anything less than 100. We just use 100 at the mu. So what we did, we consider null hypothesis to be true. Where? There, because we use 100. If we use 99, 98, then we can say that we don't use null hypothesis as a true. So to understand p-value, it's one of the major conditions. Okay, so we consider null hypothesis is true. That's why we use in the standardization the mu is 100. And if you calculate this, you will get -2. Okay, we got our z is equal to -2. That is what we got. Now, consider this graph. Our z here is 0 because we convert our distribution to a standard way or standard distribution. So it will be, the mean will be 0 here, and the standard deviation, the mean mu 0 and sigma is 1. That is our standardization, and we take a common scale 0 and 1 standard deviation. Now in our hypothesis we define mu less than 100, so our probability will be z less than small z, because we are considering here the left tail test. Okay, so this is our left side, right? And we are considering somewhere in this part, and this this is some kind of if you look at this, is some kind of a remember about the CDF formula. So this could be written as probability z less than -2. So if this point is -2, so we are ready to find this area. Okay, because this is -infinity. So right now probability z less than -2 will be defined as -infinity to -2 and f of z dz, because this is the area that we are looking for right now. And this function, as it is a standard normal distribution, we can write it -infinity to -2, and it will be 1 by √2 pi, because sigma is 1, so sigma square will definitely 1, and e to the power minus, as mu is 0, so we will leave with x square. Sorry, here is z, so we will leave with z square divided by 2 and dz. So if you integrate this one, you will find this range -infinity to -2. And if you go for integrate this part, what will you live with? You will get some sort of a value of 0.0228. So I directly calculated using any calculator. You can do it yourself. You put minus infinity to minus 2, then you will get this result. And what is this result actually? This is result actually about this one, and this one is nothing but my p-value. So p-value actually a area, right? What area? Minus infinity to minus 2. Okay. Now if you convert it into percentage, you will get 2.28%. If you remember, our given level of significance is 5%, and we are getting some sort of a approximate of 2%. So what does this 2% mean? Is it actually a p-value? And what this p-value means? This p-value means that if our null hypothesis is true, then there could be 2.28% chance that we see some sample statistics of 98 hours. You don't understand? Again, let's understand. We condition the null hypothesis 100, and when we use in a standardization 100, we consider that the null hypothesis is true. Because of we considering null hypothesis is true, we are getting some sort of a p-value 2.28%, and this 2.28% indicates that we are getting null hypothesis is true, and there could be 2.28% chance or random chance or less than 2.28% or less than 2.28% chances that we see some sample statistics of 98 hours. So in the company's claim, a claim that the mean is 100, there is only 2.28% chance we would see sample of 36 batteries with an average life of 98 hours or less just by random chance. So what should we do? We should reject the null hypothesis, because this sample statistics we will get 100 out of 2.28% of the time we will get this 98 hours. This sample statistics will come out 2.28% of the time, of the total time, out of 100%, and this is very low, very low. So this area, in this area, it's a very extreme, and the very extreme there, these chances are really rare. It is like something like 1 in 1,000 cases. So if you compare this 2.28%, it's very low compared to the 100%, and we are given a level of significance is 5%. So if it is less than 5%, a rare case like 2.28% of the time we will get sample statistic of 98 hours, then we should reject our null hypothesis that we initially assumed to be true. So we reject our null. So that is actually p-value. In short, what is p-value is? In short, p-value is the probability of observing a sample mean, a sample statistic. Statistics basically come from sample. You can directly use statistic. like here for mean, uh, as extreme as 98 hours, because it's rare 2.28% of the time, or more extreme, assuming that the true assuming that the true uh, mean is actually 100. In simple words, for the given situation, if the company's claim is correct, yeah, the mean is 100, there is only 2.28% of the chances we see results. So if the company's claim 100 is our mean, then we will get 2.28% of the time the 98 hours of X bar, which is very rare. So we reject null hypothesis and we accept the alternate hypothesis. So that is actually what is p-value.